to take you to school. It's time for Dishing It Up with Dr. Stroman and the Sports Shop on Buzz Sports Radio.
D-Stro,
what's going on, D?
Good morning.
Good morning. Before we get started, I want to go around the horn quickly and ask how you all are doing with your walking, your fitness.
Yeah, Pam. Yeah, Pam.
She had to do it. My all-star.
Yeah, Pam.
Well, you know, go ahead, Pam.
Dr. Stroman, I've had a little bit of a setback. It was a holiday, and I just took the holiday off.
That
and
sounded
I
so
haven't
nice.
quite ended
Yesterday
the holiday
wasn't a holiday?
yet. Well, yesterday it rained.
I'm going to let Dr.
So
Stroman deal with you. I ain't
we'll
going to say nothing.
We'll,
I ain't going to say
we'll
nothing.
start back today.
I ain't going to say nothing.
Well,
Okay.
I did some walking last Saturday. Even though I was playing a basketball game, I walked through most of the game, but I started it there, so I'm working on it.
I'm keeping it going, Dr. Stroman. I kind of skipped out
Excellent.
yesterday. You know, I had a couple, I had to make a detour.
Okay.
But today I'll be back on it. I'll be back on it.
Yeah, I'll be back on
Yes.
it today.
You ain't been on it, Pam.
I know.
I said I'm starting today.
Dr. Stroman, she been skipping. I'm just telling you right now. I'm snitching.
I needed to rest. Now it's reset time. I'm ready to go.
There you go,
I'm
right
gonna let her
there.
deal with you. I ain't gonna mess with you no more, Pam.
Well, okay. Well, we need to stay focused, stay determined. I remember learning this quote, and it stays with me. A loser makes promises, a winner makes commitments. So I need some commitments out of you all.
Ooh.
She ain't talking to me.
Yes, ma'am.
We know who she talking
I accept the challenge.
All right. And the cookout mentality, food eating ends today.
Yeah,
to. Pam.
yeah.
Reese.
Well, can it end like lunchtime? Or I can wait till tonight for it to end. Which one? What time can I?
All right. We'll get to close the business today, 5 p.m.
Okay.
I got
COB. Okay, I got you.
So let's go to lunch. Let's go to lunch.
Let's go to lunch.
I got a couple more leftovers.
That's what I was thinking about too. That's why I said that. Yeah.
All righty. So transitioning, this is global news. It's much bigger on the West Coast, but considering the major event that's happening July 19th in Kenan Stadium at UNC, we've got Chelsea and Wrexham coming to play soccer or football. And because of that, I've been in tune with what happened at this match last week in Santa Clara, California, in the Bay Area, for the CONCACAF Gold Cup, which is a biennial event. It determines who is the best soccer club in North America, Central America, and the Caribbean. And so Mexico was playing Qatar, and they were upset. They lost 1-0. Mexico was going to move on. They're a good soccer club. But there was a fight in the stands, and it was very, very ugly. It is all over the news. But what is really, really dangerous is that someone was able to get a knife into the stadium, and a gentleman was stabbed. They did arrest the who they believe did the stabbing. But this is something that we have to continue to pay attention to: is violence, fan violence during sporting events, in particular soccer. I'm reminded of a very, very tragic event in February of 2012. Egyptian soccer riots, which killed over 70 people. 70 people. Most of all the players on the teams, they were able to escape the pandemonium, but more than 70 people were killed and over 1,000 people were injured. Also doing research on this, there's a very, very ugly rivalry between Italy and Britain. So whenever those two clubs fight each other, that too, whenever they battle against one another, you have to watch what may ensue in the stands. And so I just want to talk a bit about why this is happening. Why do we have these type of stabbings and ugly, bad behavior? There's no doubt that people are looking at the lax security at these stadiums when they're non-NFL games. So this is where the 49ers play. People were quoted as saying because they wanted to get everybody in the stands quickly, people were being rushed through and some bags weren't being checked. I will also say with the advances in technology and getting up close and athletes now having their own marketing platforms, that fans are getting closer to the athletes. And so there's a sense of you let me down, which is another version of road rage in sports. No doubt the gambling, more access and understanding that gambling is a disease. Ineffectiveness of the police force. I don't believe our best and our brightest are working these sporting events always. So you wonder about the ability of these security folks that are, standing around the stadiums, whether or not they're really able to de-escalate. And then, of course, alcohol. That's always a factor. And then lastly, and this is more global, but the rise in nationalism to the extent that you love your country, you love your team to the detriment of others. And there's no way anybody's supposed to beat your team. So it explodes, again, ugliness in the Bay Area, but we've got to do something about it.
Wow.
Wow. We're talking Dr. Deborah Stroman. We rob her each and every Thursday. Dishin' It Up with D. Stro. It's interesting. So now you got me concerned about what's going to happen in Chapel Hill.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. People,
And we should be.
Yeah, and hopefully they are taking notice of that because we can't have things like that happening around here or anywhere really. If it can be prevented,
Right.
I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you all ever been to a sporting event where a fight broke out, where you were scared or you said, "Let's get out of here"?
Oh, high school all the
High
time.
school, yeah. That was my
Football,
first thought,
yeah.
But not one where I think I was personally scared or afraid or anything like that. But of course, I've been at events where fights have broken out and things like that. But it just seems that for some of these soccer matches, some of these types of events, it's not about a scrimmage between a couple of individuals in the stands or one section versus another section. It's a willingness to want to assault a player or a coach.
Right.
That's at times for me is somewhat disturbing because I'm just thinking like what makes you think that now you want to come up and put your hands on me? I don't know. It's just off-putting to me that what goes to a person where you get so emotionally invested when now you want to come up and want to put your hands on me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you're talking about economics, right? I just lost $500 or $50,000. You did me wrong. And since we don't necessarily teach de-escalation in schools or in our faith centers, then people, sometimes their only way to react is physically. And we see that with, domestic violence. We see it with, simple crimes, somebody walking into a convenience store, pretending they have a gun and not getting what they want. So then they end up beating somebody up, pulverizing them with their, so all these types of things, it's just a lot of rage.
Yeah. So you don't get your way, so now you want to fight.
That's right. Now you want to fight. Now you want to fight. But in terms of solutions, no doubt we've got to have increased security, which is really uncomfortable. I don't like seeing all these security in our public schools. I don't like seeing it at the stadium, but maybe this is where we have to move to. And, of course, if we bring in more security, that means somebody's got to pay for it, and the owners generally don't want to pay, so that will be our ticket prices will go up. I do like the fact that the Santa Clara Police Force stated that the community was instrumental in finding this culprit, right?
Right.
As soon as they put the press release out, the community responded with videotapes, right? Everybody was filming the fight, not getting involved, but just filming. So that's how they were able to identify.
Yeah, that happens a lot too, yeah.
I think we need harsher consequences. That when you do fight, and I know in basketball games, can't remember which particular leagues, but I definitely know that NBA and WNBA, that if you assault mentally, verbally or whatever, you're going to be removed and lose your privileges to even come into the arena again.
Right.
So we'll need harsher consequences. And I've seen, and you've probably seen this before, where there are some, I think, high schools where they will actually play the sporting event without fans.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you seeing that? Particularly,
Basketball,
but these shows, that's been around for a minute. Or play the games without fans, or play them at a certain time where some of the parents can be there. Cause
that's right.
Part of the issue
is the parents.
Go to an AAU game.
Woo.
I had a friend, Reggie Perkins. He's been posting things on Facebook about. It's amazing. Parents get so invested in the situation where they think it's on them to control the coach, to control the game. It's amazing how. So you see a lot of fights in some of those as well,
Absolutely.
which is ridiculous.
And then you say, "Well, you do it," and they say, "Oh, I don't want to do it."
Right, exactly.
Shut up, man.
Yeah.
And then lastly, just penalize the home team. If you can't control the people coming into your facility, then we're going to penalize you.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
So we'll pay attention. Calmer minds, heads must prevail. during these games. Have fun, be passionate, but let's not touch one another in a violent way. I think the cursing and some of the mean cheers, the racist cheers and all that stuff is bad enough. But when we're talking about physical assault, nobody wants that. Yeah.
Wow, good stuff.
Yeah.
Just to save the date, July 19th, 3 o'clock. Stay tuned. I am doing a webinar. I've got some of the best minds out there. We're going to talk about this affirmative action ruling.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
July 19th, 3 p.m. Save the date. Okay. I've got Richard Lapchick, who's won an ESPY this year. I've got Bill Roden. So it's going to be a wonderful conversation about this.
Send us information so we can make sure we can get that. That's powerful. That's very timely too, by the way. Obviously.
Yeah.
As always, D. Stroll, it's a pleasure